Okay, yun. Rinig ba ako guys? Rinig. Doc Matt, Boss Matt,
Yup,
clear?
clear.
Okay, sa lahat ng viewers natin, kindly confirm if all clear yung audio and yung video. Yun, shout out, Boss JN Ancheta. Pa-confirm na lang mga viewers natin right now. So, ilan ba yung mga nanonood? Mga 42 viewers. Yun, so clear daw sabi ni Boss Christopher Nick daw. So, shout out. Yun, so I think all clear naman, no? So yun, welcome everyone sa lahat ng nanonood for our Investa Live this February 12, 2024. So week 7 na tayo, 7th week of this financial year. So ayun, dating gawe, live charting session and then more of reviewing the markets mainly on what happened last week and what to expect in this trading week. So main title ng live session natin, 'di ba? The reasons behind the market pump. So before ko i-introduce or parang before ako start ng charting session, no. Introduce ko lang si Boss Matt. Kilala nyo na yan, private portfolio manager with 10 years, more than 10 years skin in the game with more than a half billion pesos of AUM or assets under management. So welcome Boss Matt. Thank you for making time this live charting session sa Investa, no.
Thank you, Bear. Thank you.
Yun, so
Good evening,
si
everyone.
Boss, ayun, good evening. So introduce ko din si Boss and Doc Mark Valones. So yun, welcome to our live charting session. And same din with Boss Matt, no. Private portfolio manager and a private portfolio manager for Call Financial, no. And a CMT and CFT. So certified financial technician, no. So malupit si Doc Mark. And ayun, syempre Doc, medical doctor. Yun, so gagamutin niya yung mga sakit natin in the market. Yun, thank you. Thank you for making time, Boss Mark.
Thank you.
Yun, so before we start, sige, kamustahin ko muna yung trading week ninyo. Last week, week 6, 2024. Ikaw, let's start with Boss Matt. Kamusta yung trading week mo?
Yeah, so at least for last week, no. So after our charting session last week, I think medyo at least within the market medyo busy tayo. So it's parang global market kasi gumagalaw eh. You have your Philippine market, US market, and of course your cryptocurrency market. Though cryptocurrency may mga wicks, but at least market breadth is parang lowering na din. But at least for last week, medyo maraming ginagawa in terms of the trade. So overall, it's still an opportunity. It's a great opportunity versus for the past 2.5 years maybe. Diba?
Oo, buhay na buhay yung market, no? So that's a good problem. Nabibisi ulit tayo in the market.
Mas okay na yun. Mas okay na yun na maraming ginagawa kaysa sa walang ginagawa.
Yun. Thank you, Boss Matt. Sige, si Doc Mark naman. Kamusta yung trading week mo? And yun, kwento mo naman, Doc Mark.
So for last week, no, medyo been a good week for both the cryptocurrency and the PSE, especially for the PSE market, no. Honestly, sa crypto, medyo nung early part of the week, medyo medyo parang choppy yung performance, but prior to the end of the week naman, medyo nakabawi naman due to some names na nag-rally. But yeah, so for the crypto, parang same with PSE na sa resistance, so medyo but it's a good problem na
Meron ginagawa sa market.
Problem, di ba? Meron kang ginagawa ngayon compared to mga previous, especially last year, mas marami yung wala kang ginagawa. So, yeah.
Lahat ng cases nagbe-breakout.
Yeah.
Lahat ng pullbacks nagkaroon na follow through. Maganda yung market developments recently. So last week, 'di ba, parang diniscuss natin, is the bull market canceled? And we concluded that it is not canceled, 'di ba?
That's correct.
So,
That's correct.
talagang nangyari last week is nagkatotoo naman yung ano natin, yung yung hindi naman prediction but our assessment based on current market breadth and price action as well, no? The same time yung mga macro catalyst. Yun, so ako personally, sige, discuss ko lang din what happened to my trading week. So ako kasi I don't trade PSE, no? So ano na lang, actually meron naman pero hindi naman totally na nandun yung bulk ng minamanage ko na trades or yung main trades ko or portfolio. So mainly US market and crypto on the sides. Mainly ano lang din, scalping and day trading lang din. So sa akin naman, recently nahirapan ako on mean reversion trade sa crypto kasi talagang follow through and momentum talaga. So medyo nahirapan ako na kasi yung parang 40 coin scalping is mean reversion trades, no? Mga overshoots, mga ganon. Although on the long side. So right now medyo mahirap. So sa US market naman baliktad. So mainly swing and momentum plays naman. So thankfully naman in the US market, halos lahat ng swing trade ideas, momentum trade ideas are materializing. And pasok dun sa mga market groups or industry groups na nagugustuhan natin. So, ayun. Yun lang naman, no? So,
nice.
It's a good problem na nabibisi tayo.
It's a good problem talaga.
Thankfully. So, I hope lahat kayo nagkaroon din ng market profit sa crypto and US market and PSE as well. Ang daming place na lumalabas ngayon. So, ayun. So, let's start, no, with our live charting session. So, title, di ba? Reasons behind the market pump. So, mainly, our agenda for today's live charting is mainly to review the current bullish market momentum, no, sa global and local markets at a technical and fundamental level. Fundamental in a sense na macro and micro din, no. So, main questions for this live charting sessions is, ano ba? Sustainable ba tong bull market na to? Are we in a bubble? So, di ba lahat ng AI names, semiconductor names, talagang basta anything semiconductor, electronic component, lumilipad sa US market And lastly, how do we ride this bull market? Or how do we ride this bull? So yun, we will discuss current market developments, narratives, and key market events this trading week. As well as yung risk factors din. And ayun, we will also drill down on specific stocks and crypto na may notable and actionable structure. So sa lahat ng nanonood right now, thank you, no, sa pag-make time in listening to us, no. So yun, thank you everyone. So let's start, no. Share lang muna ako ng charting natin. Paano ba to? Okay. So pasensya na, medyo nangangapa pa tayo ng platform sa StreamYard. Yan, ako, paano ba to? Teka, sorry wait lang. Yun, sakto.
Yeah.
Kita ba guys? Kita? All clear? Yun, nice.
Kita. Yeah.
Yun, game. So, sige, let's start with the macro insights and key market events. So, discuss natin yung big three, risk on and risk off macro benchmarks for global risk assets. So, before we drill down on the indices, so start tayo with DXY. So, what are your views, no? Boss Matt, let's start with you on the DXY.
Yeah, so at least one of the main indicator for us to identify if we need to be aggressive sa global market is actually US dollar or DXY. So aside from it, you have your 10-year treasury bond yields, you also have your commodities and US oil. But at least specifically to US dollar, in the short term, what we are seeing since December since December, last week of December, what we can see, it's an uptrend. So it's a short-term uptrend. And that's also the reason kung bakit, at least from the global market, we are seeing parang what we call in the financial industry, climbing in a wall of worry. No? So you have your short-term uptrend now. So, and it's also above your 10-day EMA. So if you use your parallel channel from December 28 and then point it out to Feb 2, 2024, that's your uptrend channel, no? So what is at least interesting? So the question now in terms of the US dollar, aabot ba yan ulit to 106, di ba? 106 level or 207 level? Or even to 786 if you use your Fib retracement? The answer is, major probability hindi na siya abot dyan. At least, may also, major bias namin within the team is what we are seeing right now is a counter rally. So parang nagkakaroon lang siya ng B-wave rally. The reason behind for this is happening, or the reason behind it is actually happening, is because of the sentiment na rate cut na. Are we going to cut pagdating ng March, or pagdating ng May, is it 100% cut? So at least yun yung sentiment all over the world, no? And also the reason kung bakit nagra-rally yung US dollar. So at least going back to the US dollar, what we are seeing in the short term is you have your uptrend move. It is currently holding at your 10-day EMA. Yung support natin dyan, at least what we want to see for this risk assets to move even higher is to break the 103 level or even the 102.6 level, which is currently at your support. Diba? So again, short term, we are in an uptrend, but major probability, I think, hindi na yan naabot to 106, 108, 110 level, no? Doon sa mga previous highs niya. So yeah, that's for the US dollar. Yun yung tinitingnan ko sa US dollar, and also one of the reason kung bakit at least in the global scale, in the global market, merong way, no, merong opportunity for you to take profit as well.
Okay, thank you, Boss Matt. Bali, no, pag break below 103, risk on, risk assets, no? Risk off pag break above 106.
Yeah.
Yun. So,
kasi lumiliit na rin yung market breadth ngayon in the global market. Hindi na siya kasing, di ba? Kasing grami ng mga umaakyat. Oo, umuunti na rin siya. Pero again, what we want to see is the break of that support level.
Okay. So what we want, itong 103. EMA 50 break below, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So sige, next, si Doc Mark naman. Let's look at our 10-year yields. 10-year bond yields. What are your thoughts, Doc Mark?
So for the 10-year bond yields, no, same as actually same lang din siya sa DXY, di ba? Main indicator din natin siya for risk on, risk off. And currently, meron din siyang short-term uptrend for now. But as Matt said, na parang this is like short-term, like parang counter rally, and probably higher probability na mag-continue pa rin siya pababa. So, and looking at the markets naman, kahit tumataas yung 10-year, hindi naman ganun bumabagsak yung crypto nagsa-sideways, yung PSE nag-rally pa nga, tapos US all-time highs, so parang good sign pa rin siya for us.
Oo, no? Parang 2000 level na price action in terms of equities, bond yields, pati dollar. 'Di ba nung tech bubble or dot-com bubble, ganito yung parang correlation niya. Na kahit na tumataas yung bond yields, tumataas yung DXY, wala. Equities, mamaw pa din, all-time high, printing all-time highs. So parang yun yung nangyayari right now, no?
Yeah. And of course, I think for the 10-year treasury bond yields, no, what we can see is para siyang nagre-range bound lang. So, yung at least yung ginawa ng team for 10-year treasury bond yields is you have your parallel channel, December 27, and then naka-point siya sa Feb 1. So parang andyan lang siya, nagre-range bound lang siya, given the fact that again, it all boils down to the Fed comments this week, if I'm not mistaken, and also, central bank inputs, ano yung goal nila for this year. Yes, I know, and also what we discussed last week, no, the direction is still parang 2 or 3 rate cut this year, no. But again, it all boils down to the sentiment of the traders and investors, and also the reason kung bakit meron tayong nakikitang range bound. Kasi let's say, parang 1 month ago, yung idea is March magsa-start yung rate cut. And that's also the reason kung bakit pag tinignan mo yung 10-year treasury bond yields mo, pina-price in na nila. Nung December pa lang, everyone is expecting na March magra-rate cut. December pa lang, nalalaglag na yung 10-year treasury bond yields. Now, it's a different scenario. Major probability, we will pause yung rate cut, but yung 10-year treasury bond yields mo nagre-range bound now. Support, you have your resistance, and of course, pagdating ng May, that's the expectation, major probability na magka-cut na yung central bank. So again, ang potential mangyari dyan, once they start cutting interest rate, then potentially yung 10-year mo and even your US dollar, kung nagre-range bound ngayon or even in an uptrend, potentially pwedeng sumundot pababa. Break of
Susunod
support
lang,
niya.
no?
Oo.
Ano yung end of year target? Fed funds rate?
End of year target? Sorry, ano yung question?
End of year Fed fund rate target.
Okay, tignan natin.
Tignan natin dito sa CME.
Sa
FedWatch.
FedWatch tool ko, by the end of December, you have your parang 400 to 425
400-425, no?
points, diba? Oo. At
Okay.
33%.
33%. Yun yung probability, no?
Oo.
So medyo
So at
mixed
least
pa din talaga, no?
mix pa rin. Oo. So, but again, the direction of the central bank is still the same. You will still have your rate cut, 3 rate cut this year. 'Di ba? So, pero yun nga short term, parang meron yung volatility kasi nga the expectation is madedelay pa siya until May. Parang ganun.
Okay. So yun, actually same thoughts lang din, no? So let's move forward dito sa last benchmark natin, which is US oil. So ito yung inflation benchmark natin, no? So let's start with Boss Matt naman. What are your thoughts on US oil? How will it affect inflation din?
Ako for US oil, the main driver, at least the main catalyst for this one is the Israel and Hamas war, 'di ba? So at least technical wise, that's a catalyst na potential it's either it goes up or goes down. But at least technical wise, we are currently in an uptrend, short-term uptrend. So what we did as a team is I have the parallel channel in December 13 and then pinoint ko lang dun sa January 4, no. So currently a short-term uptrend as well, almost the same look as your US dollar. So yeah, as long as it is currently range bound in an uptrend, short-term uptrend, so andyan lang din siya maglalaro. But again, my main catalyst or even yung tinitingnan ko is the Israel and Hamas war. Kung ano yung escalation na pwedeng mangyari doon.
Okay. So basically, no, parang pag ito umangat pa ng more than $80, medyo pangit yun for risk assets, no? Kasi
Yep.
most likely baka hindi maging mas reluctant sila in cutting rates, eh.
Yeah. Tama.
So actually, 'di ba, makikita din natin start of January, nag-rally yan more than 10%. So from 71 to 78 USD. So medyo may din. Baka may epekto sa inflation print tomorrow, no? So tignan natin. 'Yun. So sige, may questions lang ako sa inyong dalawa. So makikita natin tatlo. Oo, kasi tatlo tayo. So yung big three na macro benchmarks kasi natin nag-rally, 'di ba? And usually kasi it's a classic risk-off signal to risk assets. So ano yung thoughts nyo on this market rally sa risk assets, sa crypto, equities? Supposedly dapat nalalaglag yung market, di ba? So yun, question ko lang din, no? Is this sustainable and do you think na there will be an upcoming correction, no? So lag effect in macro dito sa equities and crypto space natin. So sige, tanong ko si Doc Mark, ano yung thoughts mo dito? Na kahit nag-rally itong big three natin.
Okay. So for yun nga. So yung big three indicators natin parang sinasabi na risk off. Pero as technicians kasi, we focus on what the price is telling us instead of what we know. So parang ang focus ko lang sa ngayon is what the market is currently doing, no? So, kung nagra-rally siya, sige, yun yung focus natin. Pero, for now, I think magkakaroon din ng kasi medyo uh, extended. Like, I mean, hindi siya magiging healthy kung tuloy-tuloy eh. So, siguro, and mas magiging okay if magkaroon ng parang minor or short-term correction in the near term. Diba? So, yun.
Yeah.
Okay. Ikaw, Boss Matt, what are your thoughts dito?
Ako, sa tingin ko, what is happening right now, it's more of everyone is pricing in on the good side, no? Kasi if you, parang, yes, what we discussed kanila, Doc Mark, and even last week, no? We saw already the bottom of the market. We saw it in the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin rallying, you have your Ethereum rallying as well. US market, nag-all-time high, diba? You have your S&P 500, you have your Nasdaq. And then for the Philippine market, that's the same as well. And what we are seeing right now in the emerging markets is nakikita na natin na nagkakaroon na ng foreign inflow eh. Diba? And yan yung hindi natin nakita for the past 2 years. So going back to the question, what is really happening is everyone is pricing in the good news, the positive side on what will happen in the market. And that's a good sign, diba? Like we mentioned, price moves ahead of fundamentals. 6 to 8 or maybe 12 months, diba? So yan yung nakikita natin. Even for example, ang concern lang namin na sa team ni Doc Mark is actually, since everyone is pricing in the good news, for example, you have your Bitcoin, diba? Bitcoin rallying because of the Bitcoin halving. Ethereum, pabalik-balik, kasi nga, mas malakas siya, mas malakas yung Bitcoin, but at least you have your Ethereum ETF. In the Philippine market, you have your inflation data, which is released, if I'm not mistaken, last week at 2.8%. So again, everyone is pricing in the good side of the market. Kasi nga, yan yung, parang marami ng participation the past 2 years eh. Walang ginagawa the past 2 years. And this one is the good side, or parang ito na yung positive side. This is actually the best time. But at the back of the market, diba, you still have your concern is still, you still have your high interest rate. Hindi pa yan nagka-cut. Second is, in the US market, inflation is still a concern, even in the European market, diba? So again, the answer is basically everyone is pricing in the good side of the market. Ang problem lang na at least yung tinitingnan namin, once na-absorb na ng market na okay, meron pa pala tayong problema, baka biglang gumuhit. 'Di ba? Baka biglang magkaroon ng yung tipong biglang gumuhit yung market sabay-sabay. Kasi as we can see and even discussed last week, papunta na tayo doon sa overbought condition ng market eh. And some of the indices globally nasa resistance level na eh. So yan.
Okay. Okay, it's all about parang pricing in lang muna ng future good market environment. So parang excitement era, parang ganun. Excitement stage pa yung market right now. So sige, let's move forward speaking of yung key market events. So let's start with discussing yung nangyari last week sa Philippine market, sa Philippine economic print, data prints. So last week na-release yung inflation rate ng Philippines for January. So 2.8% yung lumabas year on year. Consensus is 3.1%. So slightly better than forecasted and consensus. So CPI core inflation rate 3.8%. So better than the consensus, and yun, unemployment rate maganda rin yung lumabas 3.1%. And ayun, foreign exchange reserves medyo umangat versus the forecasted na dapat bumaba. So may questions lang ako for Boss Matt na lang din, specifically since mas active ka in the Philippine market. So actually din pala this week merong interest rate decision sa market natin. Interest rate decision on Thursday, Feb 15. So after Valentine's Day. So in line with that, question ko for Boss Matt, so do you think etong mga econ data print ng Philippines for week 6. Nag-spur ba yan talaga ng optimism in local equities sa local market natin? Or
Yeah.
tingin mo sympathy play lang siya or sympathy rally lang siya dahil nag-rally yung global markets?
Good question, Papa Bear. Well, actually, I think, and we believe as a team, no, this is actually parang nagkakaroon ng snowball effect from the developed markets. You have your US market and European market. Nagkakaroon ng snowball effect going to the emerging markets. Diba? Meaning, again, like we mentioned kanina, it's more of what is really happening is pinapricing nila on the good side. And even pag tinignan mo yung US market, parang akala mo at overbought condition na rin eh. 'Di ba? Pero parang like we mentioned last week, nagko-coil siya going higher or even magpo-pull back to your 20, 10 or even 50-day EMA pero tumutuloy pa rin, no? That's number one. Second, at least for the Philippine market, last week, you have your annual inflation rate fell to 2.8%, if I'm not mistaken, which is that's 3.9% from last month, which is again check sa atin yan. Kasi for the past 2 years, that's actually our main problem. Last year, parang mga March or Feb ata, March or Feb, we printed as high as 8.6% our inflation. And that causes our BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, raise a high interest rate hike within the Philippine market. So that's second. Interest rate, I think, ano pa rin yan, we will still parang gagaya lang din tayo sa central bank, sa Fed, no, na we will pause. Mostly naman, yung direction ng BSP is almost the same. The same lang
Parehas
yan
lang, no?
lagi sa central bank, no, sa Fed. So yeah, I think sa Philippine market, ganun ang nangyayari. By the way, which is very important, aside dun sa tatlo na that I mentioned na of course nagkaroon ng snowball effect from developed emerging markets, you also have your foreign inflow, diba? So last week we mentioned it also that foreign inflow for the past decade, for the past 10 years, foreign continue to sell their shares in the Philippine market. So now, for the past 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, you have your 2.74 billion pesos foreign inflow. And as we all know, maybe 40 to 50% of the funds flow na umiikot sa Philippine markets is actually foreign. Diba? So kaya pag titignan nyo, yung Philippine market, 10-day, 20-day EMA biglang umaakit na lang eh, diba? So parang hirap sumabay. So yeah, so those are the things na na key market events for the Philippine market, and of course how it affected the Philippine market as well.
Okay, thank you, Boss Matt. So ano talaga, no, parang two-prong attack na gumaganda yung developed markets. At the same time, maganda rin yung econ data print ng Philippines last week, no. So yun, so maganda yung total tailwinds, no, for the Philippine market.
Yep.
Yun, so let's move forward sa US market. Sige, discuss ko muna, no, sa lahat. Sige, let's start with the US market. So last week, ano lang naman yung key market data last week, no, for week 6. ISM PMI lang naman, ISM Services PMI. So actually, ang lumabas na data is 53.4, no, versus the consensus na 52. So 1.4 points higher than expected. So that's good, no, for the US market kasi parang recently parang ang pina-price in ng market is Goldilocks narrative eh.
Yeah,
'Di ba?
tama.
Higher growth, lower inflation, lower unemployment. Talagang total tailwind sa economy ng US. So yun din, parang vinalidate din ng ISM Services PMI last week. So this week naman, just to discuss lang din, excuse, ito yung natin, mga lalabas na econ data, no, for the US market, global markets as well, no. So CPI, PPI on Friday, CPI tomorrow ng 9:30 PM Philippine time. So expected na 0.3%, 3.8% year on year, and inflation rate is 3%. So parang ang recent na narinig ko lang, no, pag higher than expected inflation, baka yun, mag-correct nga yung market, no. So another thing, no, market data, retail sales, lalabas din, building permits. So ako, tinitingnan ko din yan as US market trader, no, building permits and PPI. So very important yan. So actually, no, recently din, parang may mga news akong nakikita na eto, looking under the hood lang din, no, parang may layoff mania. So mapapansin natin, no, lahat ng karamihan ng major companies may layoffs, like Twitch, 35% ng workforce nila tatanggalin, Roomba 31%, Hasbro 20%, PayPal 7% of their workforce tatanggalin. So guiding question lang din, no, address ko lang kay Doc Mark. Do you think na talagang nasa Goldilocks scenario tayo na sa US economy, and how does this influence interest rate decisions and risk assets as well? Etong nakita nating econ data prints and ito street level data, may mga layoffs na nangyayari.
So siguro kung Goldilocks kasi 'di ba parang dapat hindi ganun karami yung layoffs na nangyayari din, 'di ba? So for me, parang siguro more on parang like siguro parang hindi siya Goldilocks for me. More on same sa sinabi ni Matt, pina-price in lang natin yung mga positives plus election year din. So possible din na yun nga. Tapos may paparating pa na rate cut. So but hindi ko pa masabi kung magre-reflect siya doon sa talaga doon sa economy, like higher growth. Kasi for now parang malakas yung US pero hindi siya yung parang broad market pa sa ngayon. Pero feel ko naman magro-rotate siya eventually. So baka pag nag-correct siya ngayon, magro-rotate siya to new leaders. Kasi for now parang pa rin yung mga semiconductors pa rin, 'di ba? Parang last week yung Nvidia tumaas pa ulit ng 3%.
Wala makakapigil dito, no?
Parang tuloy-tuloy
lang. Cisco to. Parang Cisco nung year 2000.
So I think pagka nag-rotate na more on dun, feel ko lang naman. Baka dun mo masabi na talagang yung growth is parang stable na. Then,
okay. So, parang mixed pa. Sige.
Sige, boss Matt, go ahead. For the US market, almost the same. Everyone is pricing in the good news. Diba? Kasi like I mentioned,
rate cut lang, no?
You still have your the interest rate is still high. Diba? Hindi pa most likely nararamdaman yan ng karamihan. Diba? Hindi pa yan totally nagre-reflect. So, I think the idea now is more on maraming on the side the past 2 years, the past 2.5 years. And ito na yun. Everyone already saw the bottom of the market. Everyone saw an opportunity. And of course, on the third one, everyone parang meron na silang nakitang good news for this market to even go higher. And that's actually what is happening now. And di ba sabi nga natin last week dun sa charting session natin, the previous months, the previous weeks, ang daming opportunity. Parang though marami pa naman opportunity lalo na sa US market, di ba? Pero ngayon parang lumiit na lang in terms of your market breadth. Yes, you still have a lot of opportunities lalo na sa US market, but lumiit na siya versus the past month or even the past 3 weeks.
Okay. So, thank you, Boss Matt and Doc Mark. So, bale, parang lang, no? Medyo mixed din talaga. Medyo hindi pa rin talaga kapanipaniwala yung Goldilocks scenario. Actually, no? Kasi sa street level, daming layoffs di ba?
Yep.
Hindi natin masabi, hindi natin matanggal yung thought din na may possible recession pa din. Pero, ayun data doesn't lie. Yun din yung pinaprice ng market. Yun din yung pinaprice talaga ng market. So,
Speaking
yung smart
of
money.
recession, no? since you mentioned
sige,
it,
sige.
siguro parang ewan ko, sana wala na yung idea kasi parang last year everyone is expecting a hard recession eh, 'di ba? Parang
Oo nga eh.
'di ba? So talagang lagpak talaga yan. Pero now what we are seeing is ngayon naman everyone is discussing a potential soft landing, 'di ba? Recession. Kung last year it's all about hard landing, talagang malalim 'yan. Everyone is mainstream media is publishing all the negatives in the market, but now everyone is publishing good news in the market. Maliit na daw yung chance na soft landing, wala na yung idea ng hard landing. Diba? But
So,
again,
no
as the
landing
future
scenario,
is
no?
following. Oo, parang ganun. It's more of a, if you really want to focus on the recession, baka ando na tayo sa soft landing na lang, which is of course from our end, as traders and investors of the market, mas better sa atin yun, di ba? Na it's more of the soft landing yung tinitingnan ng iba. But again, let's see, no?
Okay. So, yun. Since tapos na tayo dito sa macro and key market events, let's drill down dito sa indices natin. So, starting with the local market. So, PSEI. So, let's start with Boss Matt na lang din, no? For PSEI, what are your thoughts? Ano yung mga technical key levels mo? And price action comments din for PSE.
Yeah. Okay, so PSE at least interesting, very interesting. For PSEI, we continue to see uptrend move of the market. You still have your since the low of the low since 2023, you have your low at October 31 last year. And then I have my uptrend line. You have your medium uptrend line, and still going as of now. But technical wise, yes, I know we saw a clear breakout at 6680.50 level. But at least from what I'm seeing since the close of last week, we are already at the resistance level. Okay, so that's something to watch out. If I use my parallel channel, PSE is already at the resistance level. That's also confluence with my 786 fib resistance using log scale. So parang nandiyan na siya. So, and usually, at least based from our system, within the team, you have your parallel channel at resistance confluence with the 786 resistance level. So, syempre, and like we mentioned, in the global market, parang karamihan nasa overbought condition. That's number one. Second, you also have nasa resistance level na rin. So that's something to watch out moving forward in the short term. And of course, looking at the US dollar and then your 10-year treasury bond yields, baka biglang mag-spike eh. Diba? That's equivalent to your resistance to the global market. So sa Philippine market, baka lang, no? Something to think about to take profit as well. Diba?
Okay.
So, but macro side sa Philippine
no?
market, ano pa rin naman eh. Positive side pa rin naman eh. We have our lowering inflation data. Central Bank, BSP will also, the direction will still cut interest rate hike by the end of the year. So, good news pa rin naman. But again, it's more of short-term view lang na baka meron ng time or wait for us to profit take as well.
Okay, so short term, possible correction. Papunta saan? Saan yung support level na tinitignan mo?
Okay, so I have my
PS.
support level. Parang ngayon, short term, retest of the 66880. Diba? You also have the 65 as well.
Okay,
6.5,
so medyo malalim na, no? 6.5.
Oh, parang ganyan.
EMA
Mga
50.
6.4, EMA 50 or pwede rin, EMA 50 confluence with your previous low noong January 19.
Yeah. Okay. So parang SR flip lang. Support resistance flip, dating resistance turns support. So RTS. At the same time, baka tingin ko sa akin baka mag-range muna yan dyan.
Mag-range siya dyan. Biglang
isang
susundot dun sa support.
Isang sundot and then bear trap sa base and then another rally papuntang
Yes.
7-2
Sana.
possibly, no? Or
Sana
7K
ganyan yung
muna.
makita natin. Yun yung sa
7K
positive side.
muna.
Oo.
Yun yung bull case. Bear case, break below this support trend line, no?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Boss Matt. So, sige, let's move forward sa sectors. Kay Doc Mark naman. So, what PH market sectors do you watch and look for trade opportunities? No, Doc Mark.
For the sectors, recently, ang tinitingnan ko din is yung sa banks, like yung sa financials. Kasi, especially, pero ngayon, nasa resistance na siya. So, for now, kailangan magkaroon lang siya ng magandang consolidation near the resistance before going higher. Kasi, ang mga possible tinitignan ko rin dyan is like yung mga Metro Bank, which broke out like last week, parang ganun. And then, yung BPI, BDO, which, yun nga din. So, yun yung mga chine-check ko na sectors. Isa din is yung, property.
Ano yung mga names na tinitingnan mo sa property sector?
Ayala Land, RLC, yan. Pero for now, kasi like, possible nagkakaroon na ng profit taking, especially dun sa pero yung Ayala Land kasi for me parang nakuha ko kasi ng magandang price, so parang nag-trip na rin ako currently at resistance, but if it forms a good base like parang triangle or something, then possible magkaroon pa ng rally up to like 38, 39 levels. So, yeah.
Ang ganda nito, no? ALI.
Kasi usually naman, Doc Mark, di ba? For Philippine market, if the market is rallying, yung laging tinitingnan ng foreign is Ayala Land, you have your SM. Well, Ayala company, di ba? And number one priority is Ayala Land.
Oo. Kumaga, non-negotiable buy yan sa kanila, no? Parang, brother, ganda ng market. Sige, bilhin natin yan.
Oo, kahit na, pag tinignan mo, di ba, Doc Mark, Bear, pag tinignan mo, parang Ayala Land, if you think about it, you have your interest rate hike going higher. Pero pag tinignan mo, bakit ganyan yung chart ng Ayala Land? And usually, in the rising interest rate environment, I mean, property sector, yan tinatamaan eh. If you compare it to SM Prime, if you compare it to FLI, compare it to Mega World, nandiyan siya sa ilalim mo. Versus your Ayala Land na nasa itaas. So it just shows na, di ba, it just shows na foreign inflow, foreign investors, mas gusto nila yung Ayala companies. At least based from our own experience, di ba?
Yeah,
and historically, ganun yung nangyayari.
Pati itong E-REIT, no? Technical bear trap yan eh.
Yung SM Prime, tingnan mo rin, di ba?
Laki ng daliri ko. SM Prime.
Again, versus the chart ng Ayala Land, di ba? Parang...
malayo. Yun. So, basically, property and financials yung tinitignan mo, Doc Mark, no? For the Philippine market. How about Boss Matt? Sige.
Ako, almost the same as last week. If you look into properties, make sure it is a long hold. Given the fact you still have the direction is still a rate cut. So, sila yung laggard, di ba? Kanina, yun na nga, pinakita na. Of course, the banking sector, andyan pa rin. And then, of course, very, very selective issues na pwede natin tingnan. Like, for example, yung aside from Ayala Land, you also have your AC, Boitis Power, Bloom, GT Cap, ICT. So, those are issues na tinitingnan namin on a daily basis. No?
Okay. So, yeah. Yun, thank you, Doc Mark and Boss Matt, no? So, mainly, property and financials ang tinitignan nilang market sectors in the Philippine market. So, before we move forward sa top ideas in the local market, may mga certain chart request kaming na-receive, no? baka pwedeng makahingi ng thoughts ninyo with this chart request. So let's start with Bloom. Sige, si Boss Matt muna. Ano yung thoughts mo with Bloom?
Yeah. So at least for Bloom, if I'm not mistaken, the main catalyst here is you have your earnings, diba? Earnings growth. You still have your double-digit earnings growth for Bloom. That's on the fundamental side. On the technical side, after we saw a clear break down to your 100-day EMA, last September, tama ba? Yeah, last September, rally yan. Year 2023, if I'm not mistaken, yan yung best performing issues, no? For last year. And then break below 100-day EMA, rally back, and then now currently at your resistance level. Parang less than 1% na yan sa previous high nung August 2023. So for me, baka like I mentioned in the Philippine market as well, baka time to take profit. Take profit lang, wag sell all.
Yun. So, ako comment ko lang din, no? Casino name eh. Tsaka Enrique Razon na na company. So, malakas talaga yung Bloom. Tama. EKR name to, no? Okay. So next, kay Doc Mark naman, CLI, Tulan Master Incorporated. So since property, then under property sector din, no? What are your thoughts on CLI?
So for CLI, like siguro focus on stronger names na lang kasi for now parang like wala akong makitang something like parang setup or and kung compare mo sa ibang property, yung iba nagrally na siya, nasa baba pa rin. Pero siguro yung nagtanong baka meron siya. So kung meron ka niyan, ano ba? Siguro kung kaya mo pang alisin, hindi ko alam kasi kung ipit ba siya or what.
Kung nasang price di ba?
Oo, di ba? Hindi ko alam eh.
Oo.
Siguro kung kaya mo ilipat sa somewhat stronger name, so I suggest you na ilipat mo, di ba? Pero kung baka sobrang ipit niya, ano ba, Matt? Ano ba?
Well, ako sa tingin ko for CLI, no? For CLI,
may potential naman no?
Meron potential, but the main concern, at least what Doc is trying to say is, parang there is other opportunities other than CLI, diba? But at least from what I'm seeing, the catalyst na merong news, no, na dinisclose nila is you have your preferred shares na i-offer nila to the secondary market. Which is already approved, ongoing na yan, or I'm not sure, basta meron ako nakita na dinisclose sila about the preferred shares. That's number one. Earnings-wise kasi, fundamental-wise as well, you have your net income that is still double-digit at 18%. But again,
maganda earnings no?
Parang naman eh. Ang main concern lang namin is, number one, you have the volume is still a concern, diba? Mas maraming better names, mas okay na opportunity other than CLI. So yun.
Okay. Okay, so thank you Doc Mark and Boss Matt, no? So to sum it up, may potential naman, yun nga lang mag-aantay ka ng medyo matagal. No, parang nabanggit mo yung preferred shares. I think parang nangyari with Alco, no?
Yeah, nagkaroon din
tanda ko nung nag-start ako sa Philippine market, 2016, ganun din yung ginagawa nun. Parang may in-issue na preferred shares yung Alco. Then after that, parang nagkaroon ng gantong price movement. I'm not sure kung tama yung tanda ko, pero parang ganun. Yun. Anyway, CLI, good earnings naman and still on a sideways trend. It's under accumulation. Pero if once it breaks above this trading range, yun, baka may potential na talaga siyang mag-produce ng momentum. Okay, so next is Shell PH. Sige, si Boss Matt naman.
Lalim.
Malalim.
Lalim. 'Di ba? Lalim eh. Hindi ko alam kung hanggang saan yan. Pero lalim. So, it is considered from our system, di ba, Doc Mark? Can we consider this sa capitulation play? Pwede. Di ba? Pwede, pero
sa 10 pesos,
parang,
yun pwede.
Pero mas maganda
oo.
bumagsak pa eh.
Talagang bulwak pababa.
Oo, so medyo malalim from us, 'di ba? So, I mean, hindi ko alam kung hanggang kailan to. Siguro yung question dito, it's more of, pwede bang bumalik to all the way to 12? Kailan ba to babalik? Can it rally all the way to 15? Kailan ba yon? We actually don't know. And usually in this kind of market, if the stock is not rallying, there's actually a problem. Okay? Kasi the market is rallying, majority of the issues, market breadth is going higher, but the stock we are holding, for example, if you are holding this kind of stock and then continue to move lower, baka merong problema. And like I mentioned kanina, like Doc Mark mentioned, price moves ahead of fundamentals eh. Baka meron tayong hindi alam ng management or something, hindi ko alam. But just looking at the price, pwede pa bang bumaba? Yes. Pwede bang umakyat all the way to 12? And kailan? Hindi namin alam, to be honest. So, but earnings-wise, looking at the Investa platform, I mean, net income is still at nearly 2 billion pesos. Diba? Double-digit return. But again, hindi ko alam kung ano talaga yung nangyayari in terms of inside the company.
Wala bang rumors on...
wala eh.
Parang acquisition, ganun. Wala naman.
Wala eh.
Okay. So, mainly, kung setups lang, no? For Shell PH, capitulation. Pwedeng break below 10 pesos. Round number yan. Psychological area yan. Baka pag mag-break below 10 pesos and then big high volatility candles like this one, yun, baka magkaroon tayo ng counter rally na parang ganito. Yung tipong mag 20%, ito 50%, no? In a few days lang, 'di ba? Actually, months naman pala. Pero naka-weekly time frame pala tayo. So, yun, all-time low. May other better names naman, pero yun, may potential for a setup. Pero mean reversion. Okay, so
yep.
Weekly top ideas for Philippine market. Sige, let's start with Boss Matt.
So, number one is sa akin, Doc Mark mentioned it already, you have your Ayala Land. We already discussed it. So, that's our weekly top ideas. But currently, short term, parang nagkaroon siya ng short term breakout, di ba?
Yeah.
Retest from the, if you use your trend line, July 15, 2019, pointed out to Feb 18, 2022, you have the retest. Retest yan eh, yung merong January 18 na pullback, break below your 50-day. That's actually a retest if we zoom out, no? And then, ngayon,
ito, no?
oo. So, that's a saktong retest. And then, what is happening now is, nagmo-momentum siya above your 10-day EMA. So, that's number one. You have your Ayala Land. SM Prime, we already discussed it. Another one is Ayala Corporation.
Mga holdings.
Another one is you have your telephone services sector na ang tagal mag-rally. Diba?
Anong mga names yung tinitingnan mo? Sa Tel. Oh,
yeah, diba? Tagal mag-rally. And then another one is AP, Aboitiz Power, na still going strong. Diba? Going strong kahit break below, if I'm not mistaken, 100, nag-break na ba ng 100-day, tapos bumalik ulit. Another one is, mabilis lang, you have your Plus. Yung Plus started to, parang nagkakaroon na rin ata ng profit taking sa Plus kanina. Down 5% ata yan eh.
Actually, may profit taking from mga insider owners. So
Diba?
actually, 'di ba parang nagkaroon ng insider selling na worth
Yep.
around 400 million pesos nung nag-start ng January 31 and
Yeah.
etong Feb 6, Feb 5. So
So,
baka
yan.
ano na yan, baka mag-correct na to, no?
Yep. Another one na tinitingnan namin is you have ASEN. We discussed this last week.
Oh, last
And
week.
then you also have your Monde, di ba? Na we're waiting for pullback. Kasi nga you have your inverse head and shoulders. You have your Metrobank as well. Bloom, we discussed that also. And then, so yun, yung mga yun actually.
Okay. So thank you, Boss Matt, for your weekly top ideas for the local market. So, ayun. Sige, let's move forward sa US equity. So, sino ba sa inyong dalawa yung mas active in trading US? Boss Matt
So,
or Doc Mark?
Pwede mix. We can naman.
Sige.
Provide.
Sige, ako muna. Sige, start ko
Go
with
lang,
the S&P 500. So, actually, sige, review ko na lang din. Bilisan lang natin. Actually, S&P 500 nag-create ng all-time high, di ba?
Yep.
So actually, kung titignan natin in terms of market cycles lang din, market phases, we are at an early stage markup, no? So madami pang room for growth. Kung 1618 target lang din, malayo pa, 555. So may upside potential pa talaga siya for this 2024, 'di ba? So early stage markup pa lang for the S&P 500. So next, sige, bilisan lang natin since medyo 8:30 na rin. So till what time ba kayo pwede, Boss Matt?
Go lang.
Sige.
I think we can extend until 8:45.
Sige.
Kaya natin yan.
Bilisan
Para
lang
we can
natin.
discuss up to cryptocurrency market.
Oo, yun. So para lahat ng manonood natin, masatisfy naman natin, mahimas natin, di ba? Yun. So Qs, let's look at the Qs, Nasdaq. So also the same market structure with the S&P 500. We're at an early stage markup phase, fresh breakout on this accumulation base since 2022. So kung targets lang din yung titignan natin, malayo pa yung primary target or actually initial target pa lang to based on Wyckoff theory, di ba? Yung 1618. Halos na sa 500 level, 490 level. So short term, maganda rin yung ginawa niya. So for the past few weeks, nag-range bound lang din siya, no? 'Di ba? Parang nag-create ng range and then 3-day rally, no? Last week nung midweek.
Yep.
So lakas yung Nasdaq. So let's move ahead dito sa mid caps natin. So yung kanina mga mega caps and large caps, no, for our US market. Ito naman our benchmark for mid caps, 'di ba? So mid caps, looking at the market structure, big picture, nag-breakout na rin siya sa accumulation range na yan, di ba? So right now, tingin ko magkakaroon ng magandang rotation toward mid caps based on this market structure. Do you agree, Boss Matt and Doc Mark, or may thoughts kayo behind mid caps sa US market?
Rotation, di ba, Doc?
Rotation.
Yun. So rotation bet din yung main idea nyo, no, on the US market. So same thing with our IWM. So same thing with the IWM. Parang ganun din. Yun lang, mas maganda talaga yung market structure ng MDY or ng mid-caps. Ito kasi kailangan pa niya mag-breakout dito sa 200 eh. Diba? Ito, may resistance trendline ka. Parang same structures lang din ng MDY ng mid caps, pero ayun, mas may potential yung mid caps. So looking at our market segments naman, so bilisan lang din natin, no. SPY-G. So kayo, Boss Matt and Doc Mark, growth versus value, ano yung mas trip nyo right now in this market state? Growth or value? Growth names, no?
Growth.
Go, Boss Matt.
Growth names.
Yun, so 3 out of 3 were growth names. So actually, yun nga, no, comparing every market segments natin, S&P 500 growth, mid-cap growth, halos lahat ng nag-rally are growth names or growth market segment. So MDY, breaking out of this trading range,
Yep.
SPY-G din, no? So actually, lakas ng rally, multi-week rally
Lakas ng
yan.
rally.
Yung SPY-G, di ba? So, to the moon. To the moon. So, IVV, ito lang yung core shares ng S&P 500 or core names, core components. So, multi-week rally din. Yun, na signal ata ako. Yun, anyway. Slide G din, small cap growth. So, kung compare mo lahat ng market segments, growth talaga yung nananaig, no?
Yeah.
Yun. So, actually, weekly change, SPY-G, 2% last week. Mid-cap growth, 5.5%, 3.4%, I mean. Weekly change, and S&P 500 core is 1.74%. So, industry groups naman, sige, kayo naman tatanungin ko. Ano yung mga key market sectors na tinitignan nyo in the US market? Sige,
Okay,
starting with Boss Matt. Sige, Doc Mark pala. Sige, Doc
Si
Mark.
Doc Mark pwede.
Sector sa US, siguro, ano pa rin, like yung tech kasi parang, tech tuloy, yung semicon, yan, tech. Kasi nga, di ba,
Healthcare
parang,
is one also. Parang andyan
Pero-
pa rin di ba? Pag tinignan mo yung mga sectors, you still have the leader, if I'm not mistaken, you have your XLI, di ba? You have
Pero kung
industrial sector.
yun nga,
Technology, andyan pa rin.
Magkaroon ng rotation next. So,
Oo.
honestly, hindi ko pa na-check kung saan ako possible mag-rotate if ever.
Hmm.
Pero, kung mag-focus lang sa, like, tech, and for me, wait for pullback na lang.
Yeah.
Sa akin lang.
Leaders pa rin di ba? Doc,
Leaders pa rin
leaders pa rin natin is you have your technology sector XLK, di ba? Andyan pa rin yung industrial
XLK.
sector. Financial sector is still there, which is still above your 10-day EMA. But I think the big picture in the US market is there might be rotation na pwede mangyari. Yes, market is S&P 500, you have your Nasdaq is already continue to move higher. Ang concern ko lang talaga is ang hirap makapag-participate in that kind of market na nandyan lang siya sa taas. So why it is a concern kasi nga ang hirap mag-participate basically. 'Di ba?
Naghahabol ka, no?
Maghahabol ka tapos parang nasa 10-day lang siya, nagko-coil lang siya moving higher. In the US market and even the S&P 500, you also have your Nasdaq. Nagko-coil siya and it continue to move higher. 'Di ba? So again, going back to the question, I think the idea in the US market, merong rotation na pwedeng mangyari. I know it's already in the overbought condition, but again, sa sobrang dami opportunities sa US market, then meron lang potential mangyari na rotation na sa mga issues or sa mga stocks. So yeah, that's actually the pwede mangyari sa US market.
Okay. So mainly tech sector pa din talaga, no? Pati right now may maganda rin XLV. Healthcare sector.
Healthcare.
Maganda rin.
Oo, yun yung diniscuss natin last week along with kay Ed.
Oo.
'Di ba? Healthcare sector.
Actually, sa healthcare sector meron akong tinitignan pero healthcare sa hayop eh. Elanco, yan. Healthcare sa hayop naman. Biotech name, I think parang acquisition play siya eh. Pero ayun, maganda yung niya, stock market structure niya.
Yep.
Yan lang naman. So, yun, thank you Boss Matt and Doc Mark, no. So, just to discuss things, yun, pinakamalakas pa din talaga semiconductors, yung SMH natin, printing all-time highs, our cloud computing sector printing all-time highs as well. At the same time with our cybersecurity sector, cyber, no? New all-time highs as well. Malalakas talaga anything AI related, no? AI related, cybersecurity related names, semiconductors. Yun talaga yung bumubuhay sa market recently, no? Ang medyo interesting lang right now, may mga new market groups na nagpo-produce ng momentum. Like jets, passenger airlines breaking out of this trading range. So medyo interesting yan. Although
Ganda.
drilling down sa mga individual names ng passenger airlines, wala akong makita eh. So Love, may potential naman. BA, yan yung mga major passenger airline names natin, pero wala akong makita. Later on, sige, tignan natin. Basta ano lang, tignan nyo na lang yung mga sectors na yan.
Yep.
Another sector din, parang pwede rin nating tignan this week since meron tayong retail sales release, data release, XRT. So yan, maganda rin yan I think for this market, for this week, for this trading week. May potential siya for a market momentum, bullish market momentum. The same time, our home builders, di mo matatanggal yan, no?
Oo.
Malakas. Yun. So, I think ito yung mga may nalimutan pa pala ako. Ito, malakas right now, blockchain names. So, yung Mara, nag-counter rally.
No?
Nag-bear trap lang dyan sa MA50, MA50, then nag-counter rally. Ilang percent din to? Halos 30% in 3 days, no? Grabe. Pero yun, I think yun yung mga malalakas na market groups natin right now. Actually, hindi emerging markets din, lumalabas na. VWO. Lumalabas na sa trading range na yan. So, ayun, yun na muna for our industry groups. Chart request, everyone. May mga chart request ba kayo for the US market? If wala, maybe let's discuss the Mag 7. So, starting with Tesla, what are your thoughts, Doc Mark, for Tesla?
For Tesla, wala pa eh. Like, parang ranging siya ngayon. Kung nasa range, parang bottom of the range pa nga eh. So, parang pass muna for now. Pero kung gagawin mo ng parallel channel, baka pumatong siya sa
support.
Support.
Sakto siya sa support.
Okay.
Yep.
So parang Mag 6 na lang ngayon, no? Tinanggal na tong Tesla. Hindi na pinapansin ngayon. Sige, next. Nvidia. Thoughts? Key levels, pullback area, boss Matt.
Taas. Nvidia. I mean, it's part of the big names, so. Wow. Tama ba yan? Ang gagawin natin dyan?
Wala. Kung meron ka, swerte ka. Kung wala, ano ka na lang. Pwede naman kung magaling ka mag-momentum trade. Punta ka sa 5-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame.
Yeah,
magaganda yung mga pinoproduce ng yung mga ganyan, yung mga bases. Ganda.
Wow. Wala, I mean, it's a hold. It's a hold if you have an open position sa Nvidia. Technical wise, hindi pa nagva-validate ng nagva-violate ng profit take signal. It is currently at overbought condition, using your RSI nasa 1885 level, but it continue to move higher. If you want to participate, siguro doon sa pullback ng 10-day EMA or even pullback ng 20-day EMA. Diba?
Yun,
pero
malalim actually, 630, 640
do
pa
not
yan.
recommend chasing this kind of issues, diba? Which is already way above your 5 or even 10-day EMA.
Okay, so wait for pullback on Nvidia. Next is Meta. Sige, Doc Mark, Meta, what are your thoughts on Meta? As requested by JM Tan.
For Meta, siguro kung wala parang breakaway
earnings release.
So
earnings no? Earnings na
bantayan na lang kung anong ma-form na consolidation dyan. Then if mag-breakout, then you can buy it. If hindi, wala. Or
usually, Doc, tama Doc, pagka ganyan, pag may momentum ka na it's already above your 10 or even nasa 5-day EMA ka, yung mga momentum signals dyan is you have your flag. Diba? Usually, yan yung mga na-form dyan eh.
Usually flag. Minsan, iintayin niya yung MA niya. So, magko-consolidate siya dyan sa taas. Kung malakas talaga siya, iintayin niya yung MA na dyan.
Okay.
So,
nice.
So So what we're waiting for Meta is an MA9 kiss or MA10 kiss. Pwede ring 5-day, no? Pero
Pwede
masyadong
rin
short
5
term
day.
na yun.
Oo. Unless pagka
Actually, kinis
5
yan
day,
eh.
ano ka na, momentum trader ka. Diba? So mag-iiba lang yung
Oo.
strategy.
Pero pinaka-mature na base or sign of a mature base is a 10 EMA kiss, di ba? Parang ganun. So, actually, parang inside bar setup, no? Post-earnings, drift play. Yun yung main idea right now.
Post-earnings
for Meta.
PED.
Fed play for Meta. Next, actually, yun nga din, tama. May first dividend on Meta. As said by Boss Christopher Nick daw. So, yan, correct. Meta. Next is Apple. What are your thoughts, no? Sige, Boss Matt naman on Apple.
Apple. Okay. So, it is consolidating. Is it good time to buy? I would say pwede. Diba? Usually naman kasi ganyan yung mga gusto natin, yung mga quiet days eh. Diba? So, you still have those support areas, which is now. And then, you also, ang pwedeng gawin dyan in terms of the strategy is once we break yung resistance level na if I use my trend line ng December 14 all the way to kailan to? December 14, 2023 and then to January 24 after a month potential probe, 'di ba? You still have your 100-day EMA lumusot lang to 100-day EMA pero bumalik lang din. And then now it's consolidating. So that's your potential probe. And then break off maybe 190, 194. Then that's your potential second tranche. Kasi again, usually ganyan naman yung setup sa US market eh. 'Di ba? So for me it's a good buy versus sa mga kaninang nagmo-momentum na.
Okay. Next is Google, tama? Part of Mag 7. So, Doc Mark, what are your thoughts on Google?
Google. Yan, currently forming a base, no? Pero parang sa akin kasi wala pa akong papasukan if ever eh. Like, gusto ko ilang percent ba yan? Hindi ko kasi na-check yung Google. Yung pagbagsak niya nun medyo 11%. So pagka nagkaroon ng contraction na mas pasok sa risk, so pwede siguro tsaka mag-break. Parang VCP, di ba? Pero for now wala pa sa akin.
So parang another basic process, no? Basic process.
Isang base pa na.
Parang pwede magkaroon ng resistance ulit dun sa 152 level to close the gap down. And then another base na pwede mangyari. Parang ganun
So
ata,
itong base, parang 150 base up hanggang dito sa 140. Parang ito yung tinitingnan ninyo.
Yan pwedeng ganyan.
Kasi kung ako hindi ko siya mapapasukan ngayon eh kasi masyadong malayo yung magiging cut ko.
Yep.
Mahirap lagyan ng technical stop.
So, hintay ko na lang.
Okay. So, wait for a base formation on Google. So, next is Microsoft. So, Boss Matt, what are your thoughts on Microsoft?
It's currently on your momentum. All-time high. Okay.
All-time high yan.
So, for me, wait for pullback maybe to your 10-day EMA. RSI level is already at 80. So for me, if you really want to participate, wait for a clear pullback to your 10-day EMA. No? Meron bang... Okay.
Actually, fresh breakout na siya, no?
Oo.
Ito yung earnings release candle natin eh. Ito. Yan. Yan po lang yan. So, parang nag-inside bar, no? Tapos nag-breakout na. So, much better than for Microsoft. Basically, as said by Boss Matt, wait for a pullback sa shorter term MA, no? 10-day or 20-day MA. Okay, so next, ano pa ba yung mga hindi natin natignan? Microsoft, Google,
Okay na rin ata.
Nvidia, okay na rin.
Yeah.
Amazon, yun na lang, no? So, Amazon. So, ito yung
Ganda.
last natin. So, sige, Doc Mark, what are your thoughts on Amazon? Key levels as well?
So key levels, key resistance is nasa 188 area to 190. So parang yun na yung ano ba,
Previous
all-time
high, no?
Major level, no?
previous high. So parang for me, nagkaroon ng breakaway gap. Or pwede kasing maging, kasi pag ang ano sa breakaway, hindi mo alam, baka mamaya exhaustion siya eh. Kasi malapit na rin siya sa resistance, di ba? So, in measuring from the current price to resistance is 5%. Tapos yung kasi currently parang breakout, parang mini base siya, tapos breakout. Kung momentum ka, pwede mo siya pasukin. Kaya lang parang maging 1:1 ratio, parang
Wag na lang, no?
wag na lang. Tapos malapit, medyo makapal din yung resistance. Mas maganda gawin yan pag pag clear skies na eh. Clear skies.
Oo, tama.
So parang for me, wag na lang muna. Tingnan natin yung reaction dun sa previous high.
Yep.
Then yun. After nun, tsaka na lang participate.
Sakto rin kasi yung sakto yung sinabi rin ni Doc Mark na resistance at 188.40 level. And if you draw your parallel channel lines, you use the bottom of March 13 to October 23. Confluence yun eh. Sakto yung resistance level mo dun sa 188 level.
Oh,
Diba?
okay.
Which is from its current high, maybe 7% higher. Yan, parang ganyan.
Tama, tata. Okay.
Diba? So, sasakto lang din siya. Again,
Okay,
if you're
solid.
willing to take the 7% parang yung going higher and yung risk mo, 'di ba? Kung saan yung cut mo, then that's okay. But again, it's currently on momentum, better to wait for a clear pullback.
Okay. So, Amazon, parang momentum mode na siya, expecting a 2 to 3 day or 3 to 5 days momentum, no? So, most likely, i-test na itong 188. Baka ito yung bumuhat sa S&P 500 for this week, maybe. Yun yung tingin ko din. Hindi ko alam. So, yun. That's our Mag 7. Thank you sa mga nanonood, no? May mga viewers pa naman tayo, 106. So, moving forward sa crypto market. So, since ang crypto specialist natin is si Doc Mark, kindly review our Bitcoin and our major coins. So, Bitcoin, boss Doc Mark.
Okay, for Bitcoin, so bilisan lang natin, no? Kasi for Bitcoin, as from last year to like January, nagkaroon ng rally, di ba? So, ang catalyst kasi is yung Bitcoin ETF, tas plus yung rate hikes nga. So, paano magkakaroon ng possible next rally for the So, of course, we need a catalyst, di ba? So, ano yung mga possible next catalyst para magkaroon ng rally pa ulit? Kasi parang na-priced in na yung mga previous ones eh. So, ngayon, ang mga iniintay natin na catalyst is yung Bitcoin halving plus yung Ethereum ETF, which is didiscuss natin mamaya sa Ethereum. So, ngayon, for the Bitcoin, parang currently ranging siya. Sabi nga natin kanina sa macro, parang risk off, pero ang maganda dito, nagre-range lang yung Bitcoin. Tapos, ang nangyari pa, kaya nagkaroon ng parang pullback recently, kasi parang nagbebenta yung GBTC. Diba? Yung GBTC is parang trust fund siya ng Bitcoin before. So, nagbebenta sila ng assets nila. Pero ang positive dito is parang sinasalo lang siya ng institutions.
Ng market, no?
Sinasalo lang siya ng market. So, ngayon, kasi kung mangyayari yan na pangit yung market, guguhit na yan eh. Ayaw
lalim na yan.
Ayaw niya
malalim
guguhit.
na yan.
So, parang may sumasalo talaga. So, for now, parang kung titingnan mo, parang possible wave B, kung in technical terms, possible wave B yung Bitcoin. So, I am waiting for bias ko is magre-resist yung level na yan. Pero kung mali ako, okay lang. Mali ako. Di ba? Pwede rin kasing pag flat kasi pwede naman umangat. So, ang better if papasok ka pa lang, better is to wait for kasi pwedeng bumalik yan sa range, pero kung malakas talaga siya, baka hanggang 45,000 or 44 lang para mag-handle siya dyan. Then, continuation based na siya. Diba? So, yun lang for Bitcoin. So, parang for me, bullish pa rin naman. Pero for now, ranging. So, parang be cautious lang for now.
Okay.
So, strong names.
Okay, just a comment lang. Yung range ko for Bitcoin, mabilis lang. Yung range ko ngayon for Bitcoin, after we saw a clear uptrend move since October last year, break of that move, yan yung uptrend niya all the way to second week ng January. Ngayon, yung range na tinitingnan namin ni Doc Mark, just to emphasize yung sinabi ni Doc Mark, the range bound is the low of January 23. Sorry, the resistance on January 11 and then the low of January 23 and now. Diba? Which is previous high also. So, yan yung pwedeng range bound na pwedeng, hindi ko alam. Hindi namin alam. But if let's say, nagkaroon talaga ng hard resistance at that level, which is now, then potentially, it can. Diba? To those who are asking, pwede pa pang bumaba to 38,000 or even below 40,000 yung Bitcoin. Yes, there's still a possibility. And that's actually the new range bound na tinitingnan natin.
Okay. So, next resistance level, let's say we break above 50K, no? Next resistance level na tinitignan ninyo is anong key level? 65K na ba, diretso? Or you're looking at 58K?
Parang dyan na ata papunta.
Yun na. Pero siguro 60. Magkano sa 60 tapos 60.
So, yun yung bull case, no? Parang bull case sa coming weeks. Pero seasonality, usually February, mid-Feb, March, medyo mahina na, no? Mahina na. Tama?
Yep.
Okay, so that's Bitcoin, no? Next is ETH. Sige, balik tayo, Doc Mark. What are your thoughts on ETH?
So, ETH, same with Bitcoin, currently consolidating. So, ang iniintay natin na catalyst sa kanya is yung Ethereum ETFs, no? I think yung parang final sa May pa. So, yun. For now, consolidating siya. So, ang magandang lang din dito is to focus on parang Ethereum-related names. So, for now, parang nasa watch list ko lang din. Tinitingnan ko kung saan okay mag-accumulate. Kasi kung baka gayahin niya yung narrative ng Bitcoin before the release before yung decision ng ETF, di ba, parang nag-price in So parang kunyari mag-form siya ng base dyan tapos baka i-price in then soon, di ko alam. Pero parang sa May pa naman, so baka may time to form a base pa din. So ayan, so parang nasa watchlist lang din.
Okay. So major key level din, no? 26K talaga. Mabigat. Kung titingnan natin tong trading range na to, volume profile wise, karamihan ng shares is at 26K, no? Or karamihan ng ETH units or trap money is at 26K. So madaming break-even sellers dyan. Tama?
So parang yun yung parang niya ngayon inuubos niya ngayon yung supply doon. So tingnan natin kung anong
speaking of pala, no, Doc Mark, question on ETH-related names. Ano yung mga names na tinitingnan mo related to yung ETH na network?
For example, yung ENS, yung Network Service. So, yan, ngayon, parang isa siya sa mga tinitingnan ko. Kasi parang currently nasa base siya sa baba. So, pero nagkaroon siya ng recent rally and then nag-hold siya doon sa area na yun. So, possible an entry if ever mag-break. And yan, doon sa volume parang nalagpasan na rin niya. Nag-hold din yung area na yun. Yan, yung support.
Actually, ang ganda, no? Parang nagbe-base na siya dito.
Oo, nagbe-base siya dyan. So, parang yan yung isa sa mga
Parang isang malaking flag.
Oo.
Diba?
Pag tignan mo long term, pwede rin siyang parang handle, diba?
Yan, perfect. Yan, ganyan yung ginagawa ng ENS. Yan.
Actually, mukhang cup and handle, no? Parang
pwede
kung
rin
lang, kung classic technical analysis lang din, pasok na pasok tong handle na yan kasi 50% retracement, diba? Parang yun yung primary non-negotiable rule ng cup and handle na dapat hindi na siya mag-go below 50% level. Log-based, Log naman. Hindi pala naka-log. Yan, ito yung log-based sa 13. So, maganda naman, above EMA 50. So, good spot dito, no, Doc Mark. Other names, no? Like, nabanggit mo, parang may OP, MKR.
OP, kasi parang, nasa, currently, nagko-consolidate siya above, nag-all-time high, tapos nag-hold na yung level na yun, pero ni-retest niya, tapos bumalik. So, yan. So, yung mga binibigay ngayon, parang more on, yung mga parang possible pwede pang bantayan, like, and parang parang possible bantayan, and for yung mga daily and weekly time frame yung nila. Kasi baka maraming nagte-trade ng crypto, di ba? Parang early. So, baka
early.
Iba yung magiging screening eh. Pero ito yung mga possible longer time horizon for invest. Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga watcher nanonood sa atin, kung ano yung applicable sa atin. So,
tama.
Iisip ko na lang yung long term
Pero kung pwede mong i-momentum and swing play itong mga ganito since all-time high eh. Diba?
Yeah.
Yan basic na yan 30-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame. Makakita ka lang ng mga dips. Yan, automatic na yan. Mga setups. Okay. So next, ano pa ba yung names yung tinitingnan mo, Doc Mark?
Ano pa ba? INJ yan. Nag-consolidate din sa taas. Diba?
Ganda din ito.
Nag-all-time high, then nag-hold yun, consolidating sa taas. So wait lang for an entry. Baka pagka pagka lumipad, nagsimula na mag-rally ulit yung Bitcoin, Ethereum, baka syempre mauuna yung mga leaders. So sa mga ganitong habang nagko-consolidate, ang tinitingnan natin is yung mga potential leaders, which is yung mga nagko-consolidate na sa taas, di ba?
Yung INJ, parang pwedeng triangle, no? Pwede ba yan?
Parang flag.
Pwedeng ganyan yung tsura niya. Yan.
Diba? Flag.
Okay. Flag. Ganda.
Classic, no? Parang early stage markup. Holding EMA 50. Above EMA 50 right now. Yeah. Then, pwedeng mag-position ka na at 34, 35. Widen mo lang yung stops mo at 31, di ba? 5 units below stops. Kung ta-target mo yan, most likely, kung measured target lang din, kung rally to rally, medyo malayo yung upside mo, mga around 80 to 100 US, no? USDT. May potential naman, no?
Possible. So, kung all-time high levels naman siya.
All-time high. Basic logic ng all-time high is wala ka ng break-even sellers Kalaban mo na lang profit taking di ba? Yun. Under Ethereum network din ba tong INJ?
Yeah, INJ. Hindi pala, hindi siya. Yung yung kanina, yung ENS, yung
ENS.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Boss Matt, any crypto na tinitingnan mo?
I still have the leaders. You have your Solana, TIA, di ba?
Ganda Parang yung kanina lang. Yung INJ, nagpa-flag. Then right now, magkasabay sila Sila yung true market leaders right now
ARB, something to check also.
ARB.
Again, going back, you have your ARB, Solana, TIA or TIA, Tronix, TRX, RNDR, yung mga yan. Link, of course. LINK, IMX, ano pa ba? Mostly yan yung mga tinitingnan natin since
Yeah.
last week. And then, yeah. So those are the issues na very important na tingnan natin on a daily basis.
Okay, sige. Last two charts as requested by Boss RJ. Etong Mob and Manta. Ano yung thoughts nyo on this coin?
Mob for me, wala eh. Like, pass muna ako sa mob. Like, kahit sa early, wala. Manta yan.
Okay.
Actually, tinitignan ko rin yung Manta. Like, kasi parang new coin listing, di ba? So, pagka ganyan, wala pang supply sa taas. So, yan. If magkaroon siya ng magandang base dyan, pwede mo siya pasukan.
Yeah.
Ako
Anong
usually
sector
pag
to?
ganyan,
Yung Manta, ako, naantay ko na lang muna yan eh. Kasi same what happened to TIA, yung TIA, parang ganyan din naman yung nangyari eh. Pero you make sure na meron pa rin base na mangyayari.
Diba? TIA nag-base tapos tuloy-tuloy na eh.
Mag-base talaga muna yan.
Lakas. Iwan, pati pamilya. 580%. Okay, so yun lang muna, no? So Manta, maganda. Mob, pass if ilolong mo siya. Pag iso-short mo siya, pwede naman, no?
Pag short, pwede.
Kung short, Mob. Pero kung ilolong mo yan, medyo alanganin. Boss RJ Dominguez. So shout out, no? So sige, I think okay na ba tayo, guys, on the crypto markets? Doc Mark, goods? Boss Matt?
Goods na, goods.
Okay, so I think dito na tayo sa mga ending questions natin, no? Para ma-end na rin natin yung live session, medyo overtime na rin. So I'm gonna ask Doc Mark and Boss Matt, no? Is this a sustainable bull market? Starting with Boss Matt, sustainable ba tong bull market na to? What do you think?
Yeah. So I think based from the analysis we discussed, even for since we're doing the charting session, we believe that this bull market is sustainable. But in the short term, like what we mentioned, currently the global market is pricing in all the good news, diba? Versus doon sa nangyari the past 2.5 years. So everyone is participating, and also the reason kung bakit it continue to move higher. It's a bull market. Can it be sustained? In the short term, we might see, like we mentioned in this charting session, we might see a profit taking in the short term. And the reason behind it is because of the range bound na nangyayari sa US dollar and of course your 10-year treasury bond yields. But after, let's say, makita natin yung mismong direction ng central bank, then this bull market will continue, diba? And can be sustained.
Okay. Thank you, Boss Matt. How about Doc Mark? Is this a sustainable bull market?
So for me, yes din, no? Kasi for me, parang nag-start pa lang din. Tapos parang ang dami pang susunod na catalyst, di ba? So pwedeng mag-correct muna ngayon, then parang sasakto siya siguro sa rate cut, di ba? Tapos mag-rally na ulit. Or kung sa crypto naman, yung halving or yung Ethereum ETF, tapos parang for now, consolidating. And then so parang consolidating, which is maganda, di ba? I mean, sa crypto pero sa stocks nag-rally pa. So for now, I think sustainable naman. Basta gradual lang.
Relax lang, no? Chill lang.
Relax.
And of course, as long as sa support level.
Oo. Tsaka fresh bull market pa eh. Kaka-breakout lang natin sa mga bases, di ba? Yun. Thank you, Doc Mark. Next question, are we in a bubble? Sige, starting with Boss Matt. Ano yung tingin mo? Are we in a bubble?
No, we're not in a bubble. I do believe na this is not the same on what happened sa dot-com bubble early 2000. at least what we are seeing right now. I know pare-pareho tayong iniisip na nag-rally yung market, bakit yung mga positions natin are hindi nag-rally, di ba? The indices, the different indices in the global market already at the overbought condition or even at the resistance level, but the individual names, specifically in the local market, bakit hindi nag-rally. So this is also the reason kung bakit, again, like we mentioned kanina, kasi nga, we are climbing in the wall of worry. Kaya maraming wicks, maraming sell-off, magbe-breakout, and then babalik. Pero I think this market will continue naman eh. But yeah, just to answer your question, we are not in the bubble. Hindi yan yung tipong pagka-rate hike biglang guguhit or something, di ba? Same on what happened during the pandemic. So yun. Meron lang syempre may mga in this kind of market, meron lang, for example, yung mga geopolitical risk. You have the Hamas and Israel war, diba? So may mga ganyang issues lang din. But again, something to consider lang din, diba? When you are trading global market.
Okay. So yan, thank you, Boss Matt. We are not in a bubble, no? Doc Mark, how about you?
So for me, same. We are not in the bubble. Kasi for me, market sentiment wise, hindi naman ganun ka bullish lahat ng tao.
Yeah.
Di ba? The fact na pinag-uusapan natin to, ibig sabihin may worry tayo na baka bubble lang to. So parang hindi talaga siya bubble. Pag bubble, like nung 2020, di ba? Wala lang.
Biglang guguhit.
Parang di ba, yung optimism natin noon sobre.
Sobrang wild yan. Okay, yun. Thank you, Doc Mark. So, sige, ako, no, parang to answer lang din yung question. So, actually, no, tinignan ko yung nangyari nung .com bubble. Parang, so far sa ngayon, no, parang wala pa namang questionable AI-related IPOs. Diba? Yet, parang yung tipong AI, ano yun? AI na something, ganun. Wala pa namang IPO na ganun. Hindi tulad dati ng .com bubble. Basta anything related, lagyan mo ng .com, automatic, lilipad 50%. Oo, putsa. Ngayon, so far, wala pa naman. Pag nakakita na tayo ng ganun, yun, doon na tayo matakot. Pero kailangan mo ng gatasan yun, no? Yun, number 2 din, I think, we're not yet in a bubble kasi very concentrated pa rin talaga yung rally, di ba? Concentrated on the Mag 7 and large caps. So looking at the indices kanina, 'di ba? Parang yung equal weighted S&P 500 natin, may room for upside pa naman. Our mid caps, small caps, may upside pa. So number 3 din, parang doon sa are we in a bubble na question, layman test lang, no? Parang tinanong ko yung mga kaibigan ko, mga colleagues ko, tinanong ko sila, do you think na bull market ba tayo ngayon? Sa Philippine market, US market, crypto, parang halos lahat sa kanila, parang tingin pa din nila, we're still in a bear market. So, layman test, di ba? Parang pag yung layman, tingin na bull market, tapos anything, or kailangan mag-invest sa market, yun. Baka medyo bubble-like na yun. Pag may nagtatanong na sa yung barbero na, uy, bilhin mo to, ganito, ganyan, yun, dun ka na matakot. Bubble na yun. So, point number 4, no, are we in a bubble? Yun, Market Einstein test naman. Parang tinatawag ko yun na Market Einstein test. Parang tinatanong ko yung mga top geniuses, top people, fundamentalists in the market. Ang karamihan sa kanila, sagot nila magka-crash daw yung market, hard landing, blah, blah, blah. So, parang yun pa lang, di ba? Sa akin, pwedeng contrarian mangyari. Pwedeng contrarian yung mangyari na wala, talagang masusustain yung bull market na to, may iwan yung mga masyadong focused on the narratives, on the bad stuff. Diba? Parang yun yung tingin ko. So, sige, to end our session, I'm gonna ask Boss Matt and Doc Mark, what is your advice to our viewers? How do we ride this bull market?
Yeah.
Paano yung diskarte ninyo? Sige, starting with Boss Matt.
Sa akin, how do we ride it? So, just continue to do your assignment, no? Lalo na if you're a trader. Of course, like we mentioned last week, if you're an investor, you focus on those issues that have long play. Like for example, in the local market, you have your REITs, you have your real estate properties. Again, the catalyst for that one is, interest rate cut, diba? If you're a trader also, you make sure to apply your proper risk management. So at the end of the day, hindi naman, this bull market will not go in a straight line. There is still potential pullbacks, diba? Profit taking in the market, and that's the time we can participate in the market. So yun.
Okay, how about Doc Mark? Ano yung advice mo to our viewers? How do we ride this bull market?
So, for me, parang, yun nga, be patient lang pa din. Wait for proper entry. Don't feel FOMO if kasi yun yung common kapag nag-rally na. Tapos focus on what's currently happening. Minsan kasi parang maano ka na, shit, nag-rally na to. Mayroon pa ba, di ba? So kung focus ka lang doon sa current, then yun. Basta be patient lang. Be patient and wait for proper setups. Be picky din kasi hindi porket malakas yung kahit ano na lang, di ba? So parang be picky pa rin. Focus on the leaders kaysa yung mga laggards.
Nice.
Tama. So, yan. Thank you, Doc Mark and Boss Matt. So, advice for the viewers is focus on your setups, no? Risk management. The same time, huwag ma-FOMO. Pag lumipad na, pwedeng magantay na lang ng setup, no? Parang yun yung pinaka-discarte right now in the market. Wait for a pullback, wait for a base, then you trade that base. At the same time yun, master your setups. So yun, thank you, Boss Matt, Doc Mark, for this very nice and wonderful live session. So very fruitful naman yung discussion natin. Actually, ako personally, nag-enjoy ako in this 1.5 hour charting session. Ganda ng discussions. Yun. So before we end pala, plug in ko lang yung Trading Cup, no? This March 18, mag-start na yan. So sa mga interested in sharpening your trading skills, you can join Trading Cup Global Quest 2024. So ito yung biggest trading competition in the Philippines, no? So virtual trading siya, focused on the PSE, crypto, and US market. So first time to ever in the Philippine market. So 35 days na lang yung natitira. So ako personally, sasali ako in this Trading Cup, pero on the sidelines lang, parang trying lang, no? Trying lang. And at the same time, ako yung moderator. Pero yun, no? Hindi ko naman makukuha yung mga prizes and what. Pero yun, mag-enjoy tayo lahat in this Trading Cup. So kita-kits tayo. Doc Mark, kung kasali ka, kita-kits tayo doon. Boss Matt, kung kasali kayo, kita-kits tayo. Malaki din yung mga prizes, no? Champion, 100K. Pang ano din yan? Pang buhay din yan. Second place, 54K. Third place, 27K. Plus, mga bonus spots and lifetime access to Investa Prime Elite. So, very useful tool in the markets, in the global markets. So, yun. Only $449 for the regular pass. Double up pass, $899. And the Prime Pass is $1,349. So may promo codes. Just look at this link, investagrams.com/trading cup. So sa first 500 registered participants, may cheat sheet tayo na ibibigay. So 8 pages na cheat sheet. Ako personally contributor in this cheat sheet. Very comprehensive na guide for everyone, no? Risk management, trade management, and technical analysis. So, yun lang. So, I hope na sumali kayo. Kasi, paminsan lang tong Trading Cup. Hindi natin alam, baka next year, wala na, or let's see. So, yun na muna. Thank you again, Doc Mark, Boss Matt. Pagpapalit ko kayo, sorry. Final message for everyone. Sige. Boss Matt.
Well, for me, just do your daily assignment, no? Lalo na if you're a trader. Trading is like a sports. You need to be mentally prepared every single day.
Yun. Very nice. Final message to everyone. How about Doc Mark?
For me, siguro, keep showing up, keep moving forward, and yun lang.
Parang motivational speaker.
Oo nga eh.
Bigla.
Okay, tama. Oh,
Nice,
just
nice.
keep showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, yun. Thank you, guys. I hope
Thank
madami
you,
kayo
everyone.
natutunan. Thank you for showing up. Ingat kayo. God bless and good night. So, yun na muna. See you next week or next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Doc Mark. Thank you, Boss
Thank
Man.
you.